We're back, and we are still talking about the dreamy ambient track that we are working on. And we are working on first finding the tempo, and then number two, working on cutting and pasting. Before I get started, cutting and pasting, taking different parts and putting them together, working on the form of the song based off of what we see here to make it sound like something else. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So first, let's hear the song. Here it is. Okay, sorry about those glitches there. I don't know what's going on, but I'll keep moving. We found the tempo to be 118 of this dreamy ambient background loop. And so now we want to start cutting and pasting and changing some things around. Before we start, we need to create another audio track. We're going to hit the plus sign here. We're going to hit audio, make sure it's stereo too, just like the other stereo track that we have. Hit create. We have another track which is under here that we're going to put our cut up regions or new regions. We're going to move them down. You can do them two different ways. You can either move them from track 1 to track 2, or you can copy them from track 1 to track 2 and then mute track 1. I'll show you the second one. So we have a toolbar. If you hit escape, it brings down a menu where you can change the pointer tool to whatever you want. So we want to change it to a scissor tool, or hit 5. And so because we know that this song is now in tempo and on the grid that we can cut in bars. Here's what I mean. The first set of chords lasts for 4 bars. The second set of chords lasts for another set of 4 bars. So this is the way that this track runs. We can automatically make a cut here. So here's the first half, here's the second half. We can make a cut at bar 9, and then we can easily know that those are really good cuts. Now, number 2 says one ba da da da, and then it sustains here. Now, what if you didn't like that and you wanted it to move faster? Then let's make a cut here at bar 3 and at bar 7. Okay? So now we have 4 cuts. Let's hit escape again, go to the pointer tool, and then we want to drag down this section and this section down to audio 2. So I'm going to hit the Alt button, click and drag. It makes a copy. The other way to do it is if I hit Command Z, that goes back to what I have. If I click and drag, now it just moves it. So I want to keep the information up here at the top. So I'm going to hit Command Z again and go to Alt, click, drag down. Go over here, Alt, click, drag over here next to it. Then I'm going to mute track 1. And then my loop section, where I want to loop this section right here, I'll click here one time, it turns green, which is going to loop 4 bars. When I hit play, it's going to play this region and this region. Here we go. So now I've essentially made those, basically these 2 sections a little bit shorter. You can use this for the entire track. Let me show you. If I zoom out here a little bit, and you can see there are another set of chords here that are different than these first 2. And we can do the same thing. So let's listen to the second set of chords. Oh, I need to mute first. I need to unmute. Here we go. and stop. So we have two different sets of chords. This one here is like the first one, and this one is different. It sounds a little corny, so but I'm going to use it just for practical purposes. I'm going to make a cut here, a cut here. This represents 4 bars. Then I'm going to cut in the middle to make them each 2 bars. Hit escape, go back to the pointer tool, alt, click, drag, alt, click, and drag. So now I have 4 different sets of chords. I'm going to move the the loop selector over to this section here. I'm going to mute this, then I'm going to play from this section. Enter 0. So now you have all of those 4 sets of chords right there that we can use. And now you can arrange this any kind of way you want. You can use this chord, which is, this first chord is, I believe, D minor, A minor, D minor, G7. I believe that's the chord progression. So D minor, if we wanted to change it, we could say Alt and just keep everything in D minor, move the others 2, move my loop selector here and hit play. Everything will be in D minor. And stop. So that's one option there. The other option is you could take the A minor section that I did. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move this over. Now we have a new section. So I hope you all get the picture about basically creating a form of your own. It's endless, really. What I would suggest is you do not move too fast and make a few changes and then try it out. And then if you don't like it, hit Command Z to go back, or undo. Edit, undo, which is Command Z. That way you won't, if you make a mistake, you won't be too far away from whatever you had before. The other thing is to always save. Always save, which is Command S. Save your work. Logic automatically makes saves, but I just put that in my line of work just as something that I just do when I'm working in Logic. Is I will make a couple of changes and I always hit Command S. I'll do something else, do something else, do something else, hit Command S, so that I don't lose any work, because Logic will crash on you and you'll lose your work, and then if you don't remember what you did, you're going to have to try and recreate it again. The pro to working this way is that on track 1 you have all of the original material, even though you cut it up in its original form, and here you have everything cut up the way that you want. And so if you don't like this, you could get rid of this and start all over from the original source material, which is good. So remember to save your work, and remember to save it in a folder with your name in the year, so that you can find it, not where Logic wants you to save it. They want to save it in a different place. It's harder to find. Okay, hope you all enjoyed this. Make sure to subscribe, and I will talk to you later.